Hello, hello, welcome. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Jalen Jones. I'm here with Brian Murphy, the man, the myth, the legend, the guy that's really been hunting down all these stories. It's been a busy year for you already.
Yeah, it's been a great sports year already here in the Triangle, and we still got a potential Final Four run and a potential
Exactly.
Stanley Cup run by the Carolina Hurricanes.
Exactly.
And that's before we even get back to football season.
It's a big year. It's a big start, but also the busiest times of the year. But we enjoy it because Super Bowl, the biggest sporting event for America, is coming up pretty soon. We have it on Sunday, February 8th. Kickoff at 6:30. It's going to be live on WRAL. So we want to talk. We have some local connections on these teams with the Patriots and the Seahawks. The biggest guy of them all, Drake Maye, leading the Patriots to their first Super Bowl since the Tom Brady era. This is a big deal on many fronts, and you wrote a web article about this. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, of course, Drake Maye, Charlotte native, played high school ball here at Myers Park in the Charlotte area, and then committed to the University of North Carolina. Was actually committed to Alabama.
Yes, he was.
And then ended up when Bryce Young, another tie to North Carolina, when Bryce Young flipped, decided he was going to go to Alabama, Drake Maye decided he would follow in his dad's footsteps and his brother's footsteps and come to the University of North Carolina. His dad, Mark Maye, was a quarterback at Carolina. His brother, Luke, made one of the most famous shots in UNC basketball history. And Drake Maye, stepped right in after Sam Howell and had two terrific seasons as a starting quarterback at North Carolina, was the number 3 overall pick in the NFL draft. And now just 2 years later is in the Super Bowl with the Patriots 12th Super Bowl appearance, and the first one since those great Brady and Belichick teams.
The Patriots, they're getting kind of good at this. I think they have something figured out. But also want to talk a little bit about Drake Maye in Alabama. So people that don't know, I was born in Birmingham, Alabama. So my whole family's Alabama fans, poking a little fun at me. But it's those ripple effects in recruiting people don't realize. If one guy's going somewhere, the other guy has to go somewhere else.
Yeah. And Drake Maye had obviously chances to transfer after his first year starting when he had a great season. Elected to stay at North Carolina.
He was loyal.
He was loyal at a time where the transfer portal is hopping with people. 200 quarterbacks in the transfer portal this year from FBS schools alone. Drake Maye kind of bucked that trend, came back to Carolina, and then, of course, declared for the draft and is now with the Patriots. They are making their 12th Super Bowl appearance. This is Super Bowl 60. That means the Patriots have been win 1 out of every 5 Super Bowls.
Oh, man. I know the Cincinnati Bengals would do whatever they could to have that stat in their back pocket, man. The Patriots are a very well-run organization as well. Let's get into some of the other players that are on the Patriots as well. Garrett Bradbury, he's the center. He's out of Charlotte as well. Corey Dundon, Matt Collins, Drake Maye, of course, Jared Wilson, Harold Landry, Amari Gaynor, and John Giles and John Sanders Jr., the last 3 are practice squad players. But again, congratulations to you guys. Very few people get to this important milestone in the NFL.
Yeah, Bradbury is the starting center for Drake Maye and the New England Patriots. He played at NC State. Corey Durden, the backup defensive lineman, played at NC State as well. And Matt Collins, who is, you're probably going to hear a lot about Matt Collins in the lead up to the Super Bowl. Very eccentric personality, never wears shoes except on game days.
Okay.
Will walk to the stadium in the middle of the snow with no shoes on, likes to feel grounded.
I get it.
He's one of those personalities that I think is going to get a lot of attention in the lead up to the Super Bowl. He also played at North Carolina. So good representation of both NC State and UNC on the Patriots.
And talk about how important it is for the region. Drake Maye, he's going to be the first UNC quarterback to play in the Super Bowl or to potentially win the Super Bowl?
He'll be the first one to start a Super Bowl.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's a big deal.
Obviously, NC State had Russell Wilson.
NC State
they had Phillip Rivers, who never quite made it to the Super Bowl, but obviously had a great career. But UNC quarterbacks have not really been that great. Mitch Trubisky was a high draft pick, kind of washed out, is now a backup quarterback with the Buffalo Bills. But Drake Maye has a chance to be the best professional quarterback that UNC has ever produced.
Absolutely. And let's throw some NC State love. Corey Durden, I apologize for that. Defensive tackle for the Patriots. Talk to me a little bit about him. What is his role going to be in the Super Bowl?
Yeah, he's a reserve defensive lineman, and obviously the defense for the Patriots has really carried them. Drake Maye, for all the attention he's got, probably going to finish runner-up for the MVP award. Hasn't been that great in the postseason. Has made enough plays with his legs to keep it going.
Just enough.
But the defense has been outstanding for the Patriots, and one of the big reasons that they're here, they held Denver to just 7 points in that crazy blizzard game in the AFC Championship game. And Bradbury, too, along the offensive line, which has kept Drake Maye clean The line has had some question marks at the tackle spots,
Yeah.
but they were able to run the ball in the second half against Denver with Ramondre Stevenson, Travion Henderson out of Ohio State, and do just enough to make it to the Super Bowl.
And before we flip down there to the Seahawks, any other important players, North Carolina connections, not necessarily withholding on this next question, any other Patriots players that you're looking at?
Yeah, I mean, Harold Landry, who went to Pine Forest High School in Spring Lake, was a great college player at LSU.
Okay.
And so it's just interesting. North Carolina produces so much high school football
They do.
talent. Not only that comes to the Triangle and plays at UNC and NC State and Duke, but that filters to a lot of SEC schools, LSU, Georgia, Tennessee. We're seeing players from North Carolina commit to all these schools and have great careers in the SEC, and many of them have made it to the NFL as well.
One day we may have to assemble the sports guys and talk about kind of the athlete drain North Carolina has to go through every year with so many. You have quarterbacks, number one quarterbacks going to Tennessee,
Yeah.
going to Georgia, going to Clemson. How can we keep those players inside the state?
Yeah, and when you do keep them inside the state, how can you then keep them out of the transfer portal and things like that? We've seen
Exactly.
NC State bring a lot of those players back that went other places, but in North Carolina, you're not only recruiting against 7 other FBS schools.
Yes.
You're recruiting against
The
the
whole
SEC.
country.
Yeah,
Yeah, the whole country.
right. You're recruiting against Virginia and Virginia Tech, and Maryland and all the schools in the SEC and South, and so recruiting in the state is pivotal for the success of these teams. And I think right now, Mac Brown was doing a terrific job of it when he was at North Carolina.
He was
But
very
right
elite.
now, Dave Doran and company are keeping the majority of their players that they want in state.
And Dave runs a good developmental program as well. So let's switch gears a little bit to the Seahawks. We have a couple actually North Carolina connections all the way out there on the West Coast. You got Jake Bobo, Drake Thomas, Chaz Sarant, Derek Young, Jaron Lee Reed, and Nick Imanuri.
Iman Wari, I believe is how it's pronounced.
There we go. Thank you so much.
The big one right here is Drake Thomas. Drake Thomas, right down the road from Wake Forest, played at Heritage High, played at NC State, was a terrific player at NC State. Got the best of Drake Maye in the meetings between NC State and UNC during both of their times in college.
Yes.
He injured his shoulder in the NFC Championship game. We'll wait as we get closer to the Super Bowl to see any injury updates on Drake Thomas. But for people who grew up in the Raleigh area, Drake Thomas is a name, comes from a football playing family that has deep ties to NC State. And Drake Thomas getting the chance to play in the Super Bowl would be a huge accomplishment for him as well.
And then Derek Young as well, another hometown kid, high school, Middle Creek High School, went to Lenore Ryan.
Yeah.
Talk to me a little bit about him because he's another local hometown
Yeah, I
kid.
mean, a small college kid, Lenore Ryan, the wide receivers for the Seahawks that get all the attention, Jackson Smith and Jigba, Cooper Kupp,
Yes.
now Rashid Shaheed.
Elite players.
Yeah, not a ton of opportunities for Young for the Seahawks right now, but simply to make it to the Super Bowl is pretty amazing.
Rarefied air.
Jaron Reed, a defensive tackle from Goldsboro. Nick Amanwari has played a big role on their defense. He's from Greensboro. They've played huge roles on their defense, and the Seahawks defense, a big reason they're here. Obviously, Sam Darnold had a huge game in the NFC Championship game, but it's been the Seahawks defense that's been their bell cow all year.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you so much for your time. And again, guys, if you're watching this video, like and subscribe for content you're not going to get anywhere else. Super Bowl Sunday, February 8th, kickoff shortly after 6:30. It's in Levi Stadium in Santa Clara, California. Hopefully, are we making the trip?
We are not going out to the game.
We're not going out
We'll
to
have
the
a
game.
ton of content. NBC is televising this game.
Yes.
You can see it right here on WRL, and we'll have tons of content. I know we're working on talking to Drake Maye's former high school coaches, some of his teammates at North Carolina, and reaching out about all of these players, especially Drake Thomas, others, to tell their stories before the Super Bowl.
Absolutely, absolutely. You can find that content right here on the WRL YouTube page. Make sure you like and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching. And Murph, I think it's football time. My football time's coming to an end. I'm kind of getting kind of sad.
Yeah, it's a little sad. This is the last
a little
football
sad.
game of the year, but
It is a little sad.
it'll be a good one.
It is a little sad. It will be a good one. Thank you guys so much for watching.